Welcome back to Perks Recap Podcast. Once again with me is Al. Al, it is time to preview Week 10 in the NFL season. The trade deadline is rocking and rolling in the NFL. We will give you all the trades that have happened while we're still on the air here or on the podcast. As it happens, we will update it, and then at the end, we'll give you all the trades that have went down so far. Al, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. I mean, my eyeballs are spinning. My brain is flipping, and there is stuff going down. On top of everything else that we talked about on the Week 9 recap, Breece Hall is now teasing that he is out of New York.
Oh, geez.
There is nothing definitive.
Boy, the Jets are rocking and just making moves left and right.
Man, I'll tell you. This is something else, man. They've traded Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, two of their best players, and certainly, two of the more highly regarded players in the NFL at any position. And Breece Hall, one of the better running backs in the league. So, I mean, geez, they are fire sailing in New York, and I don't blame them. As we were just saying off air, I am perennially disappointed in non-contending teams for not doing stuff like this. So credit to them, and you came up with it on the fly. How the Jets will now have 2 picks in the first round this offseason and 3 in 2027. That's amazing.
5 first-round picks the next 2 drafts.
Man, absolutely.
Don't screw it up.
Absolutely amazing. Whoever the GM is has all the ammo in the world and will be fired like hot trash if he doesn't get the job done off of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, don't screw it up. Otherwise, they're going to – yeah, this is everything now for them. All right. Whew. Let's dive into Week 10, and then like we said, we'll talk about our power rankings and – sneezed, and the trade deadline.
Okay. All right, man. Well, Week 10, Thursday night, we got a AFC West matchup, Raiders at Broncos.
Yeah, we know the Raiders played, who was it? Really, really close.
The Jaguars.
The Jaguars really, really close at home, but they still lost. They stink. This is on the road. I know it's a division game, but I can't see Denver losing this one. So I'm going to go Denver 26-14. A nice, comfortable win for them. Joe has it a little closer, but a higher score, 34-26.
Okay.
But we both picked Denver.
Love it. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I for once, I don't think the Broncos will have to come back. But and maybe that's an issue. I don't know. But yeah, this one seems pretty obvious on the surface to me, and I'm going to roll with it. Denver 31-16.
Okay. Yep. Oh, did you want to mention the bye weeks?
Oh, good call. And I forgot to write that down. So
I got them.
Okay.
Cincinnati, Dallas, Kansas City, and Tennessee.
Nice. Thank you. I forgot all about it. I appreciate that.
Yep, those are the buys. All good.
Awesome. Okay. So now we are back in Europe somewhere. Are we in London or where are we? Because they are playing 9:30 Sunday morning, Falcons at Colts in Berlin.
Oh. The Germany game. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't care where they play. I think the Colts get back on track. I don't believe they're going to suddenly be a bad team. I don't believe Daniel Jones is suddenly going to turn back into a pumpkin. Is it possible? Sure. And if they lose this game, then it's a complete reevaluation of where we think the Colts are. But I think they are a good team. I think Daniel Jones has turned a corner in his career. And I'm just going to put last week as a blip on the scope. Everybody loses a bad game here and there, even the best teams.
Oh, buddy, I got to interrupt. You are saying awesome stuff, but this warrants it. 2 trades just went down. Buda Baker, the safety for the Colts, very good safety, just got traded for a 4th-round draft pick to the Bills. And Breece Hall, check this out, brother, just got traded for a 4th-round draft pick to the Chiefs. And oh, my God.
What?
And, dude, even crazier, brother. the Chargers just traded a 5th-round draft pick for Rico Dowdle.
What the hell?
That makes no sense, but what?
Okay, real quick, go over these again.
Okay, so Buda Baker, 4th-round pick to the Bills. Quality safety ad for the Bills. That's a heck of a player right there. One of the more underrated players in the league because he plays for a perennially bad team. Breece Hall to the Chiefs for a 4th-round pick. And Rico Dowdle, who just emerged as the starter in Carolina, goes to the Chargers for a 5th-round pick.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm blown away.
Wow. So the Cardinals safety, or was it a Colts? No, Cardinal safety, right?
Yes, Buda Baker, yes.
Yes. Wow, and then that really screws up all these backfields too.
Big time. Big time. I mean, listen, this is that trade to the Chiefs is absolutely fascinating. Now, the problem with that is on the surface, to me, it should be Breece Hall is going to be awesome with the Chiefs. Problem is Andy Reid is one of the toughest guys to figure out when it comes to running backs. If they just give him the ball, he's going to be awesome there. But I don't know. He's probably going to end up with 10 touches a week, and it's going to be annoying because here comes Kareem Hunt and here comes Isaiah Pacheco when he's healthy. So if they just give him the ball, he's going to be a stud for Kansas City. But the odds of that happening are fairly slim to me, knowing Andy Reid. But wow. And what the one that really blows my mind is Rico to the Chargers. I don't get it. That the Panthers are in the mix here. They're 5-4. What are they getting rid of him for? I mean, I know they have Chuba Hubbard, but they had Chuba Hubbard when they signed him, and they got everything you could want out of it and more. And now they trade him for a 5th-round pick. It blows my mind.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely stunned.
Wow, like you said, they just came in one right after another.
Yeah, bang, bang, boom, dude. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I got to tell you about the Breece Hall thing. And then the other two popped up instantly right after that. So we are an hour and 12 minutes from the deadline here, and things are screaming.
All right. Well, yeah, if you want to keep an eye on that, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And, we'll get back to the games in the meantime. So we were about to talk about the Falcons and the Colts, and you were doing a good job of breaking it down. So if you want to pick it back up, feel free.
Yeah, I was just saying about the Colts that I just think they're going to get back on track. Basically, that's what it boils down to. I think
agree.
they'll be back on track, and I'm sorry, I'm still reading. Sorry. In Atlanta, they're good, but they're not anything. Indianapolis should win this game. They're just a better team.
I completely agree. The Falcons have a little bit of that Steelers or whoever you want to say mysteriousness to them that I can't figure out, but they should not compete with the Colts on the road if the Colts are as good as I think they are. So I'm going Colts 30-24.
30-24. Okay. And Joe has 30-27. He has a close game, but still the Colts. All three of us have the Colts.
Okay. All right. Then moving to Sunday, we get a wow. This is holy mackerel. I got to rethink this one. This is one of the stinkers of the week for sure. Maybe the stinker of the week. That is the Browns at the freshly depleted Jets.
Yep, I am changing my pick because I had the Jets winning 19-17, going purely on the fact that they're home, but now they have nothing. They're trading everything away. So now I've changed my pick to Cleveland 19-17.
Right on. That's hilarious and awesome because I'm doing the same thing. I had the Jets 17-16, and I'm now going Cleveland 17-16.
Yep, and Joe had Cleveland from the start. He had 17-13.
I was going to say we should probably give him a chance to change it, but he doesn't need it.
No, he does not need it. Nope.
Right on.
Yeah, they're like you said, they're depleted. I don't see any way now how they're going to win anything the rest of the way. They're going to have a high first round pick next year of their own to go along with the Colts first round.
Yeah.
Not the Colts.
The
where did Sauce go?
It was the Colts. You're right.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's Colts. Okay. Anyway, I'm ready to move on if you are.
All right, man. Oh, yes, never mind. We're good. Okay, so moving on, we got the Saints at the Rico Dowdle-less Panthers.
Well, now Chuba Hubbard back in the saddle here.
Yeah, man. Chuba gets his. I mean, it was weird to see a Pro Bowler go just completely down to 5 carries a week, even with Rico playing so well. So that's how they solved that one, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's a big hit for them. Hubbard was the proverbial starter anyway, coming into the season.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be okay in terms of. I don't think this trade affects them too much, and therefore, because of that, I think my pick will stay the same. And my pick was Carolina 23-19. New Orleans is just so bad, and they're on the road, so that's why I'm going with Carolina. 23-19. Joe has Carolina 26-17.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going with, I think, the biggest margin of all of us at 27-14 Carolina.
Yeah, they're playing well. They're gonna if they win that game, they're gonna be 6-4.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now the funny thing is, as we spent a couple minutes talking about in our previous episode, the entire offense last week was Rico Dowdle, and he is no longer on the team.
Yeah, that's good. And he went to the Chargers.
To the Chargers.
What are they gonna? They've got 1,000. They've got Chubb.
They have
Harvey, R.J. Harvey.
No, that's Denver. They have though is a first round draft pick on the IR, Omari and Hampton.
Right. And isn't it Chubb?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isn't it Chubb who was starting?
No, it's that Vidal Sassoon.
But he played well.
He played well, but they brought in Prell to take over for him.
Rico, okay.
I mean, it's a weird fit. Now, listen, you go to the Harbaugh-led team. He loves to run the ball. You figure you're going to get your touches. But, I mean, I haven't looked up a Mario Hampton's situation for quite some time. I don't know. If he's out for the rest of the year or something and I missed it, this makes more sense than if he's not. Bad update on, here we go. Injury timeline. Says bad update for Omari and Hampton. Let's see what that means. But, yeah, this is that's just a real head scratcher for a competitive team to trade the guy who's been their best player for the last month. It's really interesting.
Wow. Very interesting. All right. Well,
I'll see if I can find anything out about Omari and Hampton while we're talking. I'll give it to you. But in the meantime, we can move on. All right. One of the more fascinating games of the week. And this is a big prove-it game for both teams to see where one is at right now with all their injuries and whether the other one's for real or not. That is the Patriots at the Buccaneers.
Right. I said in the last pod that I think of New England in the AFC the same way I think of Tampa Bay in the NFC. Good, will be in the playoffs, might be a tough out, but not really a threat to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, this is very tough to pick, obviously, because I think they're about the same in terms of in the way I view them. Therefore, I went totally just on home team alone, and therefore Tampa Bay is at home, and I couldn't make it any closer. 24-23. If they had half points, I'd do 23 and a half to 23. And Joe has a close game as well, 27-24, also going with Tampa Bay. But I want to mention New England is my upset pick.
Right on. Okay. So yeah, I'm going Tampa. Listen, my entire view of the Patriots changes if they beat Tampa Bay on the road. They go from a team that has to prove something to a team that just proves something. So now, if they lose a close game, they don't lose much for me. If they get blown out, then my opinion lessens of them. So this is a real interesting game. And it'll tell us a lot about New England in the end here. So I'm going Tampa 28-23.
So you do expect a close game then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, plus,
that would be a lot different if Tampa Bay didn't have half their team hurt.
Right. With the injuries, yep.
By the way, Omarion Hampton's latest is week 13 at the earliest.
Oh, well, that's probably why they made this deal then. Well, no, that's only 4 weeks away.
You trading for a guy for 4 weeks. It's just fascinating. And Vidal he didn't have a great game last week, but he didn't give him the ball a ton, so it wasn't his fault. And he had a couple really good games. So it's just a weird one for me. It looked like Rico had clearly established himself in Carolina as the guy, unquestionably, and then he gets traded 12 hours later. It's crazy.
Yeah. For a 5th-round pick, too.
Yeah. I mean, fascinating, man. The NFL's a crazy league. All right. Let's see. What do we have next here? Okay. Another very interesting game after the week these two teams had last week, and that is the Ravens on the road at Minnesota.
Okay. Well, how much do you believe in the Ravens with Lamar back?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
What it all boils down to. The Minnesota win last week was impressive on the team they beat, but unimpressive when you dive into the numbers. It was tough to even figure out how they won that game. I know they're at home, but I believe Baltimore has the potential to literally run the table. I think not to say the same thing, but it's on the table for me for them to win out.
Right on.
And if that's the case, then I got to say they're going to beat Minnesota 26-20.
Okay.
And Joe has 34-21.
Okay.
Baltimore as well.
Right on. All right. Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens too. The Vikings are an odd team. I still don't know what they are, but I like where the Ravens are heading. They played good defense for the first time all season, and I just have to believe they're better than they have been, and they are the contender that everybody thought they were coming into the season, more than what they looked like for the first 6 weeks. So I'm taking the Ravens. I'm going to make it a little closer, though, 33-27.
33-27. Okay. Sounds good.
Still not sure about that defense. We'll see. If they give up 37 points to the Vikings, I'm not picking them to run the table.
Right.
But they might not. They might give up 6 points again, and they're just right back to being the Ravens. So, all right. Okay. One of the easier games to pick this week. Bills at Dolphins.
Bills 27-20. Joe has Bills 38-17. I know division games for some reason give the Bills bugaboos sometimes. They lose to bad division opponents, but I can't see them losing this game. I'm going to go Buffalo. And like you said, one of the easier games to pick, but I did give them only a 7-point win. But no thought in my mind at all of Miami winning this one.
Yeah, no doubt. I would be stunned. So, all right. I am taking the Bills, and I'm taking them pretty big, 38-20.
Okay, yeah, Joe has them even bigger, 38-17.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we were in the same ballpark for sure there. That's just, I don't have a whole lot to add on that one. This should be a Bills domination, barring some weird divisional nonsense like you talked about, which does happen.
On occasion, sure.
Right. Okay. Moving on then. We have the suddenly just a mess again Giants to Chicago against the Bears.
The Bears, who have won, what, 4 in a row?
Let me double check that. They had won 4 in a row at one point. I thought they lost one and then won again, but let me make sure. I'm not 100%. Yeah, they had won 4 in a row, then they lost one, and now they won one again. So they're just on a 1-game streak. So they're 5-3.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giants are a mess. Giants have a lot of injuries, and it's literally Jackson Dart and a bunch of Joe Schmoes.
Yeah.
So I don't see any scenario how they can lose this game at home. Chicago, it's getting to be crunch time in terms of if you want to be taken seriously, you want to possibly be a playoff team, you got to win this game. That's all there is to it. You have to win this game.
Yep.
So I'm going Chicago. Made it kind of close, 24-20.
Okay.
Chicago. Joe has 26-20 Chicago.
Oh, interesting. I was pretty close to both of you, especially you. I have the Bears 24-19.
24-19. Wow, we all 24-24. And then I have 20 for the Giants. Joe has 20 for the Giants. You have 19. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Those games were the numbers.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. That's cool. All right. Okay. Now, this is another really interesting game this week against two teams that have been very mediocre but interesting at times. And that is Jacksonville at the Texans. And there is no CJ Stroud update and probably won't be until he probably won't play given the concussion protocol of today's NFL, but there's a outside chance, I guess.
Well, it's a caveat alert.
Nice.
Since Houston was at home with Stroud, I have Houston 16-13. Without Stroud, I have Jacksonville 16-13. And Joe has the exact same thing. 20-17 Houston, no Stroud, then he's going Jacksonville. He actually gave a different score, but I'm going to give him 20-17 as well.
Well, check this out. I have the same caveat as both of you. Stroud plays, Houston wins 2017. No Stroud, Jacksonville wins 2017.
Wow, so you were exact with Joe. The exact same thing.
Exact. How about that?
That is fantastic. Right down to the caveat.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. So let's see. Where does that take us? Okay, the 4:00 games, and we have the Cardinals at the Seahawks.
Well, the Seahawks are flying high. I mean,
Yeah,
they
man.
looked so good they looked fantastic against Washington. Not that Washington is what we thought they were going to be this year, but still, that was an impressive win. They look great. Now they just added another receiver. Right? They're the ones that got Shaheed, right?
Exactly. Huge.
Yeah. So, and JSN's one of the best in the league. They're at home. I know Arizona just beat Dallas, but they always beat Dallas, and they have not been impressive. They lost 5 in a row before that game last night. They're not in Seattle's league anymore. Seattle is ascending, and they're going to be a real threat, I think, in the playoffs. They're looking good. 31-20 Seattle for me. 34-24 Seattle for Joe. And yeah, Seahawks look great. I can't pick against them right now.
Yeah, I heard that. Yep. I've been just really impressed with the Seahawks, and I think listen, Brissett, actually, it wasn't just against the Cowboys that he played well. He's played 3 weeks and he's played unbelievably well. His quarterback rating is like 105 in 3 games, which is crazy. But I just don't say, it's translated into 1 win, and I don't see another one coming on the road against a very good team. So I'm taking the Seahawks, and I'm taking them fairly a little closer than maybe some of you guys because I just division and Brissett playing well, but 30-24.
Okay. That's fair. Sure.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Seahawks destroy them, though.
Yeah, they look really, really good.
They do. They do. All right. Did you say Joe on that one? I think I blanked out.
Joe 34-24 for Seattle.
34-24. Thank you. Okay. All right. Now, the Lions get to go to Washington and play a just decimated and downtrodden Commander team.
Yeah, not much to say here. There's no reason to think Detroit doesn't bounce back off of that awful loss and put it on Washington. I have 31-20.
Right.
Detroit.
Okay.
Joe has 38-18.
Okay. Yeah. I have Detroit 26-13.
Tell you what, if they lose this game,
That's trouble.
big trouble.
Big trouble in Little China. Definitely.
There's no scenario that should happen where they lose that game.
No way. Yeah, the Commanders are hurting. They lost their quarterback. They are a mess. And if the Lions lose that, it is even worse than I think. And I think it's troubling and a little mystifying, but I don't think it's that bad. So let's see. Yeah. That's a great point. All right. Let's see here. What do we have left? Oh, very interesting NFC West matchup, and that is the Rams going to San Fran to play the 49ers.
Yeah. I am so high on the Rams, and I'm loving everything, and I'm loving everything that Stafford is doing. We talked about the MVP race that he's a part of now. What was it? 16 touchdowns and 2 picks for Stafford.
It was 21-2.
Whatever it was, crazy. Either way, he's the better quarterback here. I always, like to use either home field advantage or the better quarterback. I just like the Rams more than I like San Fran. I know San Fran's coming off a good win. I mean, it was a win, but it wasn't a good win against the Giants. Yeah, I would have to see more from them. I just believe in the Rams. They are my Super Bowl pick. This is a game they would have to win it if they're as good as I think. So I'm going Rams 32-24.
Okay.
And Joe has them winning too. But a very high scoring game, 38-35.
Wow, that's a fun one. I wouldn't mind seeing that game.
That would be great.
Yeah, and I'm close to you in a sense, but also I've got a fairly high scoring one too. I'm going Rams also, 32-29.
Wow. All right, 32-29. All right, yeah. So we're all picking the Rams on the road against a good team. So we got.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, gotta be high on them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Now, fascinating game Sunday night. That is the Steelers at the offensive line decimated Chargers.
Well, I had the Chargers, but we know what they look like when Joe Alt doesn't play.
Yeah.
It's not good. So, because I had the Chargers and Pittsburgh does the opposite of what we think, or at least what you think, but I'm actually getting on board with that as well. Because of that, I'm actually picking Pittsburgh on the road to pull this one off 27-21.
Right on.
And Joe has them winning as well, 27-24.
Fascinating. I love it. Yeah, so this is one of those. See, now this is one where I should probably pick the Chargers because I think the Steelers are going to win. but I can't get myself to do it because of that offensive line. I just can't do it. The Chargers have been awful when Alt and Slater haven't played. So, I'm going to just be pissed at myself next week. But I'm taking the Steelers. I'm taking them 27-20, and you might as well just come and kick me in the balls right now.
Yep. By the way, looking at it, we have all picked the same teams for every game so far. There's not one difference between all three of us.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
I thought we might I thought maybe the Patriots and the Bucks somebody might pick the Pats, but I wasn't. I
had the Pats as my upset pick, but that's it.
Yeah, and then I thought somebody might take we all caveated the same way on the Jaguars and the Texans, which I thought was another one we might get some differences on.
Yep. And Cleveland and the Jets, but we all switched with all these trades, we all switched to Cleveland.
Yeah, man. And then the Rams and the Niners, I thought at least one of us would take the Niners at home, but no dice. So yeah, fascinating, man. Well, maybe we get a difference on this final game of the week, my man, because this is a tricky one, and that is the Eagles at the Packers on Monday night.
All right. I was coming into yesterday, or coming into Sunday, I was thinking ahead that I would have picked Green Bay to win this game at home against Philly. But I don't know what the hell's going on in Green Bay. I don't know what happens to them against some of these bad teams. Not that Philly's a bad team, but I'm saying that they come up small sometimes. And Philly's coming off a bye. So I'm going Philly. Going Philly on the road 28-23 to get a really good home win because I don't know what Green Bay is anymore. I don't have that kind of confidence in them like I did just a week ago. And week to week, everything changes. You know how that goes.
No doubt. Right there with you on that.
Week to week, teams change. You don't know what you're going to get from anybody, really.
No doubt.
So I went Philly 28-23, but Joe, funny score, 28-23, same exact score, but he went Green Bay.
Okay. All right. Well, there's our one difference for the week, and it's going to be Joe, man on an island, and that's scary for us when Joe's picking the other way. But I'm going to take the Eagles for every reason you said. I mean, I put the Packers in my power rankings last week in the top 5. I was feeling a lot better about them because it had been a month removed from that awful loss to the Browns. And then that all just went right out the window with a just awful performance against the Panthers at home. So
maybe that was a trap game and they were looking forward ahead to the Eagles.
It's possible. It's possible, but they were playing a 500 team that had beat some respectable teams, so it shouldn't have been. So who knows, man? I don't know. It's tough to figure.
I'll say I expect them to play better though.
I would certainly expect them to. I mean, they can't play much worse. So, and then they certainly bounce back from that Cleveland loss, but they are capable of scoring 13 points against the Panthers and 10 against the Browns. So this is not a team without massive flaws given their very good record. So, and the Eagles, same thing. Although they've at least the last 2 games before the bye, they look better than they had all season. So I feel much better about them right now than I do about the Packers, which is why I'm taking the Eagles. And I'm taking them 21-17 in a bit of a defensive struggle.
Okay. Makes sense. Did you give an upset pick? I didn't hear it.
Oh, I forgot. I'm going to take wait, you know what? I don't know who's favored in that Rams-Niners game. Do you know the spread off the top of your head?
I think the Rams actually are.
Because if that's the case, I'm going to take the Niners.
Let me see.
LA 3.5 point road favorite. Yeah, I'll take the Niners as my upset pick.
All right. Very good.
Who was Joe's? I missed it.
Oh, I didn't say it because it was that last game. His upset pick was Philadelphia.
Oh, right on. Okay.
They're
nice.
Like
that makes sense.
I think they're a 2-point underdog.
Yep, that makes sense.
All right. Very good.
Sweet. Good stuff, man. All right. Well, we have power rankings and trade deadline to hit, whichever you want to do first.
Let's do power rankings.
Awesome.
All right. number 5. Last week, Joe had Buffalo number 5, but he has now moved New England into his top 5.
Okay.
Yes, New England's in his top 5, the number 5, and they are number 5 for me as well.
Right on. Okay.
And just so you know, Seattle, like we talked about in the last one, Seattle's number 6 for me. They win this week. Again, it's going to be tough to keep them out because they're looking so good. But yes, New England's number 5 for both of us. Who's your number 5 now?
My number 5 is the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
And New England is on the outside looking in, but they are not my number 6 even. There's another team or two I would have ahead of them.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Joe had Detroit as his number 2 last week, so he dropped them to number 4 with the loss.
Okay. And I'll give a little hint here. I dropped them right on out of my top 5.
I did as well. Yep.
Yeah, there's no 5-3 team in my top 5.
Oh, actually, I didn't even have them in the top 5 last week. But yeah, they're not in now. For me, the number 4 team now is Buffalo.
Right on.
And they were on the outside looking in last week, so now they're in.
Right on. That makes sense to me. And my number 4 team is the Rams.
Makes sense. Did you have them in yours last week? No, you did not at all.
No, they were my number. No. That was my first draft of this week's list. They were not, like you said.
Okay, so you dropped Green Bay out.
Yeah, Green Bay and Kansas City both dropped out of my top 5.
And Detroit.
I dropped 3 teams out. That's right. Yes, 3 teams.
Okay. All right. Well, Joe's number 3 is still, even with the loss, is Kansas City.
Okay, interesting.
He's been high on them all year. Remember, he had them number 1.
Yes, but they are now 5-4, so that's interesting to keep them that high.
Yeah, he loves them. He's I don't know what it is. He just thinks they're still like he still says he thinks they're going to the Super Bowl. Again,
listen, it's a tough road now because they're going to be playing on the road in the playoffs in all likelihood. But I will not argue that until they are dead and buried. I will not argue that too vehemently. I will argue that they should not be number 3 in the power rankings right now.
Right. My number 3 was my number 1, but I had to drop them with the loss. So that's Indianapolis. They were number 1 for 2 weeks in a row with me. But coming off that loss, I can't put them number 1, but I didn't want to drop them all the way out. I believe in them still. I think they're going to bounce back. And, even if they get the win this week, I'm not going to move them back up to number 1 probably, unless my number 1 and number 2 both lose. But I'm going to leave them at 3, and chances are next week they're going to still probably be at 3, but we'll see. But either way, Colts number 3.
All right. Well, the Colts also dropped to number 3 for me. Had to drop after that loss, but it wasn't like it was some hideous loss or anything. It wasn't like the Packers losing to the Browns or something. It was a division leading Steelers team. So it's not the end of the world. Not what you wanted, but not the end of the world. So that's worth a 2-spot tumble to me. Colts number 3.
See, it's funny the difference of opinion because Joe's got Kansas City number 3, and he has Indy as his last team he considered. He has Denver, Tampa Bay, and San Fran all listed ahead of Indy, effectively basically making them number 9.
Yeah, man. Listen, he's not alone in that opinion. There's a lot of people discounting the Colts out there, and I get it. And they gave him ammo this week. They didn't win a tough game, so it's understandable. I disagree, but it's absolutely understandable.
Yeah, KC and Detroit still in his top 5 too, and neither one of them are in ours.
I understand the Colts being as low on his list a lot more than I do the Chiefs being number 3 on his list right now.
Right. Okay. Number 2. New number 2 for him because number 2 was Detroit, and obviously he dropped them. And he's going now with the team he had at number 5, jumping up to number 2, and that is the Bills.
Aha. Okay. Nice. Right on. I totally get
Number
that.
2. For me, number 2 was my number 4, jumping up to number 2 are the Rams.
Okay.
Yep, I had them number 2.
Right on. Right on. Love it. Love it. I get that. Absolutely. They've looked awesome. So, they've had a couple stumbles, but nothing too crazy. And, they've been very solid. Stafford is a big time MVP candidate and, hard to argue.
Yep. Who's your number 2?
That would be the Eagles. They move up. They stay where they are. I couldn't move them up to 1 after not playing. So I kept them at number 2.
Yeah, I should have done the same logic, but I didn't.
Right on, right on. It's all good. I mean, there's no right or wrong here. And by the way, the 3 of us are not the only ones that have differences in these. If you look at 3 or 4 different national website power rankings, they are wildly different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I believe that for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's zero consensus in this, which makes it even more fun.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so at number 1, Joe has the Rams.
Wow. Okay.
He's vaulted the Rams all the way to number 1. I say all the way, but he had them. Yeah, he hadn't had them listed last week. Yeah, they weren't listed for him last week.
Right on. So did Joe not have the Eagles in the top 5?
Joe does not. He does not, unless you know what? That's kind of hard to believe. Let me just really quick check his Rams, Bills, Kansas City, Detroit, New England in his top 5.
He has the Patriots over the Eagles. That is fascinating. And the number 1 team is a team the Eagles beat.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And I wouldn't make that huge of a stink of the Rams being number 1, but the Eagles not being in the top 5 is borderline insanity.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, he's picked against them quite a bit. More than anything.
Oh, yeah.
He picked them against them again this week. So he must not think too highly of them.
Yeah. Yes, that's certainly clear.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, I did not use your logic, and I probably should have, which would also have put the Rams in my number 1. Without playing a game, I moved the Eagles up to number 1.
Right on. And listen, I get that. I almost did it myself. I really did.
Well, Kansas City lost. The Colts lost. They were 1 and 2. Philly was 3. And the Rams were behind them, even though the Rams were behind them in 1. I wasn't going to have them jump them yet. And that's why I just moved the Eagles right up to 1. But I could have made a case. You can make a case that I should have probably put the Rams ahead of them just because the Rams won and the Eagles didn't play. But I didn't, and that's what I did, and that's what I landed on. And I can change it next week, of course, and I probably will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to me, it's hard to make a case for the Rams being the one to vault them since the Eagles beat them.
Right, but at least I have them right there.
Yes, and it's I get it, but it's also a little tricky because
and I have the Eagles number 1. So
I'm talking about Joe's rankings. To have a team that the Eagles beat number 1 and the Eagles not in the top 5 is a little crazy to me. But all due respect to my man, who I do respect his thoughts a lot. So I couldn't raise the Eagles to number 1 off of a bye. But so what I did,
I am very interested to what you did because that means you got a team that's not that wasn't in your top 5 last week is number 1.
That is correct. Correct.
That's crazy.
And that would be because they beat Joe's number 3 team, and that is the Buffalo Bills.
Makes sense.
Yep. The Bills beat one of the best teams in football.
When they were surging and everybody was on the top.
Absolutely. They don't have a loss to somebody else in the top 5 staring at them trying to take over the ranking. So, yeah, I felt like that kind of win deserves a massive. Now, I will say I just made a big stink about the Rams being number 1 and the Eagles not being in the top 5. The Bills lost to the Patriots, and I don't have them in the top 5. So it's not exactly a straight line of logic. So you can give me crap on that for sure.
I gotta say I like it because the Rams and the Bills are all on the list, and that's who I picked in the Super Bowl, if you remember.
I do, absolutely. Yeah, I picked Eagles Bills, so I have them at 1 and 2 right now.
Yep. And I have Rams number 2, Buffalo number 4, and Joe has Rams Bills 1 and 2. This is what I picked. So very interesting, very good stuff here.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. That's really cool. I love it, and we're all over the place and different, and that's what makes it awesome. I love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's that. Any other trades that we need to mention that we haven't mentioned yet?
I haven't seen anything else come through. Let me just do one last sweep here, but I haven't seen anything big come through since we mentioned that flurry right when we were starting.
Now they're talking about they were going to move Jermaine Johnson as well, the Jets.
Yeah, I mean that would be
for a second-round pick, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
I mean, it would make sense for them to just go completely hog wild, but I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that's actually gotten done since the stuff we talked about.
Bears added Tyrone Shoyinka. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he was a 7th, like they gave up a 6th rounder and got a 7th rounder and him back. Yeah, so it's not
the Cowboys for the Cincinnati linebacker. They traded a 7th rounder too.
Yeah, that's those kind of trades are, that's like the Eagles got, man, if they had just gotten a player of a couple years ago for this, I'd be doing cartwheels, but they got Jair Alexander from the Ravens, who was a freaking all-world player 3 years ago, but has been just a mess of injuries ever since. And it was that kind of trade. If they get the healthy version of him and he comes back to being anything like the player he was, it's a steal, but nobody's expecting it. The big trade, the Eagles, the one that we didn't mention that because it happened a couple of days ago that I wanted to mention was the Eagles got Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins for a 3rd rounder.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, that's a nice trade. So, and he also already played for Vic Fangio, so he'll come in knowing the system, and it shouldn't take him too long to acclimate. So that could be a big one there.
Yep. Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars is kind of interesting too.
I agree, especially with Travis Hunter out for the year, man. He had his big breakout game, and then he hurts his knee in practice, and he's out for the season. So shame for that, but this is something that they needed to do. Especially with Brian Thomas not having a great sophomore season, and I don't think it's on him. I think it's the new coach and the new game plan, or because it's the same quarterback, so nothing else changed but the coach, So I don't know what else would be going on there, but they need some. It's not like they have overwhelming amount of weaponry there, so this was big. I agree.
Is the trade deadline? Oh, it's 4:00, so there's actually a half hour left.
Yeah, still half an hour. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that does it for this one.
I agree, my man. Awesome stuff. That was fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'm liking the power rankings thing for sure.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It gives us so much. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about inside of that. I love the idea right away, and I was all in, but I like it even more having done it now for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that'll be something we continue the rest of the way.
Love it.
All right, man. So if you have nothing else to add, I'm going to sign off.
Right on. I'm good to go, my man. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you, everybody, for joining us for this one. Make sure if you didn't check out the Week 9 review show, the link for that will be right on the page here. and or just go to Perks Recap Podcast and it'll be on there as well. And that's going to do it until next time. I will see you later.